What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Pew Pew
Podcast.
Today's episode,
That feels good every
I
time.
always jump over that, and I don't know why, because just the Pew Pew
Podcast. I'm just trying to make Duck Sauce proud, you know? I'm the best voice on Twitch. I'm trying to do some kind of justice to it, you know?
You know, I think if we send over a clip to him, I think you're doing him proud, Ice. I think you are. Welcome on in, guys. My name is TyrelosaurusFLEXsocials, joined again by the handsome devil, Iceman 1H. Ice, how is your day?
It's good, man. It is good. I went to the parents and had a nice chill afternoon. About fell asleep on the couch, and now we're here.
Started from the couch, and now we're here. I definitely texted your ass and catch you up again. You're welcome. Today's podcast probably just mostly going to be about the 12.7 patches after the big 12.7 patch, our thoughts on it, a couple of the key updates. I think that just happened a couple of days ago, which were a nice change to the game. And our experiences so far and how we're liking the patch. Overall, so far, 12.7, still a lot of fun to me.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
It's been really fun exploring all the new areas on the new maps. I am still a little bit heartbroken that not more players play customs a little bit more like they play reserve. I understand the loot's not quite there, but the new expansion to customs is just so much fun.
Yep.
It's just not fun hunting down a poor level 7 with like our squad of 3 people that are 45 plus.
I feel like if there was a sick locked room, if there's like a new key and there was a locked room in Meth Lab, and that had like the new stem spawns, like not just a LEDX spawn, like the LEDX is obviously valuable, but you don't want it to get so diminished by having a lot of different sources to find it. But like, what would you put in there to make that room value? Like colored key cards, maybe super rare, and then some like of the new stems in the game, and just have that be like a valuable loot spot.
I think that's a great idea, actually. I didn't even think of the new stems at all. I instantly went to like, well, they have the intel folders. I don't want more LEDX spawns because then LEDXs are just going to drop more in price.
Right.
I like the idea of rare items. I mean, why not add another new rare item that's just expensive to the game? But honestly, the new stems would be fantastic. Getting in there, getting all the new stems and different key cards, like you said, would be, that would be a lot of fun. And
having a different spot other than Shoreline to go and get key cards, because that's it. Like having a different spot, and I think customs would be perfect because it would basically force people to play customs and not play Shoreline. Or, sorry, not force. It would give people an option that don't want to play Shoreline but would like to try to get key cards, a different spot to go get them.
Whoa! What do you mean you don't want to play Shoreline all the time, Ice? You don't want to do that?
You know, contrary to popular belief, and what you hear on my stream every day, I do love Shoreline a lot. Yeah, no, just something else other than Shoreline for key cards, because that's the only spot other than like Scav Boss Pockets.
Scav Boss Pockets, I think there's a Violet key card on Woods in a Jeep or something. They're pretty rare, but yeah, Shoreline, Snoreline. I understand the point of Shoreline. I also understand like trying to keep each map have more of its purpose, but I mean, with how beautiful of an update they added to customs, why can't we add something to give higher level players more of an incentive? Because honestly, and it's not even trying to sound like full of myself or something, it's just not fun fighting people that are sub level like 35 anymore. No, they're just less experienced at the game, and it's not fun taking their gear. I mean, half the time we hide their gear anyway for them. I don't need your SKS that's base or has a grip on it or something. It's like I want to get in fights with all the chads.
And then I feel bad killing them, because then I'm like, oh man, like get to go back to lobby, figure out what kind of loot you have left to even use at this point, and then go back in. Like, I killed a level 1 earlier today on interchange. He had no clue what he was doing. I felt so bad. He just brought in his PM pistol. He was just chilling. I mowed him down, and I felt real bad.
I think not just you mowed him down. That was the one that ran up the escalators, right? Up to high tech. I think like 4 of us shot him, and you go, oh no, he was level 1. I was like, oh no, man.
Yeah, it feels bad for him.
Because contrary to
welcome to Tarkov.
Welcome to Tarkov. I was going to say, contrary to popular belief, it's fun killing all the chads. I'm not trying to bully the low levels. I mean, unless you annoy me, like you break my leg or something, then I'm taking all your shit. But just getting in more fights in the new area and customs. It's fun. There's new angles to discover. I think we're grinding this game enough that it's becoming more of like a mindless run through maps, more or less than it used to be like, oh, okay, I think I remember. Now we're upstairs in interchange, and we're like, oh, they hit glass. They're right outside Jacob and Jacob upstairs, second story. Like, I know exactly where they are. I know exactly which box they're standing on, most likely.
Yeah.
But what do you do? What do you do? Customs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be a good one for the comments, people that are listening. What would you add that's like a rare loot spawn of some sort in customs to make it something for like higher players to run? That would be valuable. Only other thing that came to mind for me is maybe like a super rare sick case spawn in a new locked room. I think they need a new locked room, a key that is like 2 mil, because the value in that room is super high. It takes a lot of effort to get that key, and hitting that room, maybe you have to pull power to open it. Like, there's a lot of objectives to go get it, to make it very, very dangerous and incentivize people to go do it, and incentivize fights on that side of the map versus the dorm side.
And incentivize people to sit right outside that room while everyone does the legwork for it.
Dude, no, please. Please.
No, I think I was listening to Jesse Kazam. He made a really good point that they added enough loot to the customs expansion that it's awesome to go there, especially as a low-level player. I think we were taking Space Moose, and she got out with like loads of Saluas and like stims and just loads of good stuff. Morphines, there you go. But it's not such good loot that people are hatchet running on customs now, which was like a huge, like, holy crap, that's so true. So if you add like the multi-objective, like you said, you pull power, and then you got to get back to meth lab, and then you got to open the door, and like it's a 10-use key, or like I'm even fine with a key card, the 15-use key cards that are super expensive. Like, I'm all for that.
Same.
Absolutely. So guys, down in the comment section down below, let us know what you would like to see in that room. And also, I'm curious what your opinion on the key is too, because the keys are something that I've kind of talked about a lot. I personally think all keys in Tarkov should have a durability.
I agree with you. I really do.
The fact that we have Ultra Medroom key and we just mindlessly open it and don't care about it. I mean, we're at the point now in this wipe that we're already not going to care anymore. But like, each time you open it, you should be like, oh my God, I really hope this is good because my key's going to break soon and I don't necessarily have enough money to replace it right away. Yeah. I think it would just add a whole new, I don't know, reason to keep grinding Tarkov rather than, okay, I got all my Schnorrline keys. I'm just going to go hatchet run Schnorrline with my sick case and just hit every room before anyone else gets there because I have an SJ6 and a mule.
I like that. Especially if they want to make Tarkov like there's no wipes anymore. They want to make it a continuing game, like an evolving game. You have to keep incentivizing the in-game players. Like, this is what Destiny ran into. It's the same thing. Like, the casual player that can play like maybe an hour every other day, and then the players that like literally just play all day as their job. How do you balance both of those things? And Tarkov, if they go down that route, will eventually get to that point. The seasonal wipe is a thing to keep those players coming back and incentivize them to do it, as long as they keep adding new things to the wipes to keep those players fresh. Like, I don't want to run the same exact thing all over again for like 4 seasons in a row to just get my Kappa container and that's it. They have to keep incentivizing people at different levels, and that is such a conundrum that companies have such a hard time hitting.
Yeah, I mean, people literally play video games for a living now. That's something to touch on. Like, they're no longer making it for the, couple of nerds that play video games for like 50, 60 hours a week in their spare time. Now it's literally people are consuming content constantly in their game, and it's like you said, it's a conundrum. They have to, it's a very delicate process, but I also feel like a hardcore game like Escape from Tarkov doesn't necessarily need to cater too much to the new players. I personally loved how difficult it was getting into the game.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they do go that route where they go to no more wipes, I'm scared of that personally right now with where Tarkov is, just because that doesn't seem fun to me at all, because we're a couple months into the wipe now and we already don't have to care about any of our gear.
Yep.
So what do you do 3 months anyway? Yeah, but it's potentially the direction they're going. If they keep adding new content or they make changes like keys break or something like that, then okay, sure, I can see this being more of a good idea rather than me being scared of it. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I think they could change in the game to make the not wipe thing happen, but I guess maybe we'll talk about that in a different podcast.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like wipes as they are. Diablo does it with their seasonal wipe model, and Diablo, you can kind of like pick your poison. You can stay with your character that's non-seasonal, and you can just keep grinding the crap out of that until you get like the most min-maxed crazy gear, and then just grind the leaderboards on Greater Rifts. Or you can play your seasonal character, and you can start over every season, and there's a new thing within that season that incentivizes you to go into the seasonal. There's like a new set or a new rare item that kind of changes the way that you play the game at the time. I remember one of the first season that they did, they introduced a new gear sets for every single class, and it was nutty. It was so much fun. And then they introduced a new class in general another season. So they've been nailing it. I think a lot of games that want to have a seasonal reset type model should definitely look at how Diablo did theirs. And a lot of that was based around new content, unique content, and then the leaderboards were a huge thing. Just people competing against each other for that top spot, that top 100. And then you incentivize them with like an emblem or some kind of cool thing at the end. Like, hey, you were number one. You're a badass. Like that stuff keeps people coming back on a regular basis.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. And even though it's splitting the player base, letting people choose if they want to play, the seasonal character or their lifetime character. Yeah, I like that. That's very cool.
Yep.
Speaking of changes, they made some changes with Reserve. Do you like that segue? Mm-hmm. They made some changes with Reserve where the raiders were spawning down in the underground, which in our last podcast I kind of mentioned I didn't really care for the underground that much. The raiders now pretty much have a chance to spawn anywhere on the map. Gas station, up at Black Pawn, even up above Black Pawn. Gas station's the new big one that they've kind of been creeping around at and being scary at. Mm-hmm. I love it.
They can even spawn with glucose, so you could have double the fun in that like Black Pawn area.
Yes, that's right. They can do that. That is a very scary, especially with the spawn system over there that they need to look at. You got 8 PMCs, glucose, and 4 raiders over there, man. Let's go.
And then player scav spawn in 2 minutes later, like
in school.
The player scav raptor pack is like coming at you, dude.
They need to look at the spawns on Reserve for sure for PMCs. I'm actually okay with player scavs spawning in relatively early on, just because it adds a lot of that anxiety right away to the map. Yeah. But I think what we were discussing earlier today also needs to happen, where armor needs to be looked at right now, because I think someone in chat called me out for it because I'm not a big fan of high TTK games, time to kill games, but I think time to kill in Tarkov right now is incredibly low. You can wear slicks. It doesn't matter, because if everyone's rocking the best ammo in the game, you might as well not wear any armor. We've kind of made a joke recently. No armor is the best armor right now because you're not risking at losing any money.
That's true. That's true.
Coming back to Reserve, I've really started to enjoy playing the map again. I know that you had mentioned a couple of days ago you still felt like it was a bit campy, but I've been getting more of the old Reserve feel than the first couple of weeks when the underground rat system came out.
I enjoy Reserve. I think where I'm getting most frustrated with it right now is around the scavs. I don't know if it's the timing, or I think it's a combination of the timing and the sheer amount of scav spawns that there are. Like,
that's true.
It's absolutely insane how many player scavs are running up top. No player scavs go underneath, really, because that's kind of where like Chadville lives, and everyone that has insane weapons are just camping in dark corners. But if you stay up top and you're trying to fight glucose or something like that, it's literally like you're a Tyrannosaurus Rex and there's 18 velociraptors like hunting you down.
Just trying to take you down.
I wish I would have recorded myself the other night where I was like, we were trying to fight glucose, we were fighting all these other players, and then 4 player scavs, literally like high tier players, you could tell by the way they moved and how they played together, but they just ran me down, like, and literally just killed me. I couldn't do anything about it.
But I think I was in that raid with you. Was I not?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was dumb, and it was like we had already dealt with a bunch before that. Like, sure, if that happens and there's a decent amount of player scavs on the map, that's going to happen no matter what. But it happens on a consistent basis on Reserve because there's so freaking many player scav spawns.
Yeah.
Like, it's unreal.
That, and in general, I mean, the map's not the biggest map. There's absolutely no reason for anyone to be out in scav land. So the concentration of players are in, just 75% of the map, maybe even less of that, because scav lands can pretty much just be cut out. Anyone that's out there just spawned and they're trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like you said, with those raiders or even glucose, you kill them, great. Now you got to sit there for literally 30 minutes and fend off everything else that's attracted to that area, and then you get the loot and get out.
And
like
then
it's
you get the loot.
that's if assuming you kill everyone. I usually, when I come out of reserve with loot and it's like been a spicy run, I have at least 12 kills.
Hey, you know, that keeps the map active. I kind of like that, but I also understand like the amount of player scavs. I see what you're saying. I agree, and I also like the challenge, but
I think it goes back to what Summit was really like kind of drove him away from the game. Is like he fought for his loot. He spent like 25 minutes fighting these chads that were throwing 18 nades at him, and he's won the fight because he's better. And then he's trying to loot, and a player scav like is like, oh,
oh hey,
oh hey,
oh,
and
hey.
just like shoots him in the side of the head.
Head eyes.
That's yeah, exactly. And he's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that happens. That'll happen no matter what, but that happens more consistently on reserve than any other map that I've played so far.
That's very true. Yeah. I actually saw a tweet from Summit just tonight that made a lot of sense that I'd never really thought about. Why are the new stims so like common and so cheap? Like if they added this weight system so that people would use the new stims, but then for 45k we just completely counter the weight system. Yeah. What was the point of the weight system other than to hurt people who don't have 45k to just stick in their body every time they want to get out with loot? It's like
granted mules, you take more damage and you take damage over time, so there's that downside.
You do, that's that, but then also SJ6s, I mean, they're so readily available. Like, nah, I don't know, I still don't personally. I like the idea of the weight system. I don't like the fact, like you said, if I kill a Chad squad of 15 players, I want to be able, if I can somehow magically fit all of that in a video game backpack, I want to stroll my happy little ass out with every single piece of that gear.
And mules allow you to do that.
Yeah.
For a price.
True, for the price. But
yeah, those should be like 200k per meal. Like they should be super rare.
I agree. They're super cheap and I don't really understand it. But
yep.
Talking about scavs, player scavs on reserve, regular scavs, the new AI tweaks, I can't decide. I love it and I hate it. I love how much they move around now. I love how they wiggle. I think the experience as a player scav now is really a lot of fun again, especially because I kind of just stopped doing scav runs because I didn't really need to, and it wasn't necessarily fun to me at that point. But as a player, I think my biggest gripe isn't the new system. I think it's the scavs aimbot just locking on through bushes and through objects that they shouldn't be able to see through. But overall, the new AI changes, the sprinting around, the picking up other loot. I was sitting up in Dome. I was fishing during lunch one day, and I sniped one of the raiders. And he was out right in front of White Knight. And I sniped him, and it was kind of foggy, and I was kind of keeping an eye on the body, trying to bait it a little bit. All of a sudden, something is up there, and it's looting him. I was like, you cheeky little bastard. So I put him down. I go down there. It was just a regular scav. He's just like, oh, let me get some of this loot. But they're sprinting around constantly. They reposition in fights. They wiggle peek. They lean peek at you. It's a lot of fun. I really do like that change. Scavs are a lot more deadly, and I think that's great. Yep. I think they just need to look at the aimbot or like the aim lock of scavs. I got shot by a scav through a bush and 2 trees today on reserve, and I'm like, I don't even know where you are, scav. And I finally found him. He's just crouched right next to Black Knight, just looking right over at me. He's like, I see you. Vonansuka.
Yeah, I think it's the AI when it scans. There should be a certain amount of your hitbox, like a ratio that's visible to them before they start shooting.
Sure.
Like, yeah. And I think they fixed part of that. Where's the update? But it was like scavs can't shoot through vehicles or something like that now.
Oh, I didn't see that. Various and minor bug problems, various bugs and problems on locations. Fixes for
a bug when scavs could attack through vehicles. They fixed that. So obviously they're looking at stuff that's similar, but they should do it on more surfaces. Sure. Really.
Yeah.
But like you want them to be able to shoot through bushes and stuff if they clearly see you. Sure. It shouldn't be like the top pixel of the top of your like the antenna of your contacts is like poking out, and he's like, Vonansuka.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just I have to come back to it. He sees you through a bush. You see through bushes in Tarkov. I'm sorry, does that meshy little pixel over there look like a guy? All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
that's fine. Overall, I'm still really happy with the the bot change. I think it's really fun. It adds a lot of question. You're like, I swear I was just fighting a player scav, but no, it was just a regular old scavvy boy running you around, giving you a 1-2.
I agree.
Working down the rest of the patch notes here, there's not a lot. The grenade launcher was re-enabled. People are still using it. I saw a clip of J-Dream killing a 4-man on labs with 1 shot.
That's wild.
What do you do? I mean, don't be in the same room, but also, do you really need that in Tarkov?
Yeah.
Granted,
yeah,
if you had chucked a VOG in there too, they didn't really have much of a chance either, but yeah, whatever. I still haven't used the nade launcher. We should probably just do that.
I haven't either. I just don't really have a drive to use it. You know,
Yeah.
I've never been like a cheesy weapon player in any game ever. So I hate using like noob tube style stuff. I always have.
I heard that you rocked the 1887s when Modern Warfare came out, but that, you know, that might have just been...
Wow, dude, don't expose me like that, please. And I use Mountaintop and Gnawing Hunger in Destiny.
No, okay, no, I wasn't gonna go that far.
Dawnblade.
Oh, wait, no, I feel like we're getting somewhere here. I mean, they should have the most mobility in the game. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm actually hurting inside right now. Okay, anyway, yeah. So noob tubes, no for me.
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any desire. I feel kind of like I feel about thermals this wipe. Like, it was a lot of fun to use thermals last wipe because I was rich enough to use thermals. And I'm like, man, if I want to use a broken ass thing in the game, let's use it. But this wipe, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't have the desire. I don't need that extra advantage to get the kill to feel good about it. So I feel like I kind of feel the same way about the noob tube. It's like, do I really need to just shoot the ground and be rewarded for it?
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Not personally.
And there's no counterplay to it in this. Like in Destiny, you can tell if someone's using it because they have like a red light on their gun. It's like a red flashlight. So you're like, oh god, he has a mountaintop. Like jump up in the air. In this, you don't know unless they've shot it on the map already, and you kind of know that like it's on there. I don't even still know how you would play around it, but like there's no way to recognize that person has it until you're dead.
Yep. Play high ground, I guess. I don't know, because then they just shoot the ceiling if you're inside. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah. yeah.
One of the last big changes that I want to touch on is they actually fixed the prices for your bitcoins. The Bitcoin prices now change again, which is awesome. It's not stuck at like 114k rubles, which is shenanigans for Bitcoin.
I sold so many at that price, dude.
I did too. Well, you live and you learn. I honestly thought they were just going to keep it like that because it was kind of like a nerf, because they nerfed Magbox prices like significantly.
Yeah.
I think it was for the RMT stuff, granted, but like I just kind of figured Bitcoins were going to stay down there. But no, guys, if you are hoarding Bitcoins, now take a look at Therapist every single vendor wipe, and they can, I think we saw them all the way up at like 160k today again, which is crazy.
164, I think, was the highest that I've ever seen it. Yeah. And Bitcoin's doing pretty well itself right now, IRL.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, if there's another Bitcoin surge, it might single-handedly be surged because of Tarkov, dude.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Everyone wants Bitcoin because of Tarkov. All of those Tarkov nerds are out there farming Bitcoins.
Yes.
Yes. Trying to think of anything else really that I want to cover. Snoreline, still Snoreline. Janitator, kind of fun to fight. Not really. I still just hate the map. I don't know if they'll ever do anything for me to really truly like Snoreline. I don't think it added enough. I really liked the idea of him spawning at different locations. That's really fun. But we haven't touched woods. That's kind of sad because I actually kind of like sniping on woods. But
I played it a little bit last night, and it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, woods is growing on me. It's still a lot of like people sit in bushes and stuff, but like if you're looking for those long range kind of tactical engagements, it's a good time. I haven't run into a lot of thermals yet, but I don't play night really. That might be another thing we do more, is play more night. But
yeah, we should.
I'd rather not look at a green screen the whole time. Yeah, that's not really a content friendly. Yeah.
that might be
it's not content friendly at all.
Late night, we're just messing around type deal. But yeah, woods, the long range engagements are really fun. And the sniping, and overall getting shot by Mosin in the chest. It's a good time, you know?
Yeah. And a night, so with how rainy and foggy it gets now, a night raid while that weather condition would be pretty interesting. I wonder what it would look like. Yeah,
well, that's true. What would it look like? Also, cultists, Nikita Plus.
I know.
Cultists on woods are going to be so much fun. I just hope by Halloween we get cultists.
Agreed.
Because I'm not a Halloween person. I don't really care for the holiday. I never have. But I will absolutely put on some creepy music and run around with a hatchet trying to fight off cultists in EMT. I will absolutely do that.
I think you're going to lose that fight every time, but you can try.
You know, give it the old college try. Maybe I'll up it. I'll give myself like a PM pistol or something. And, you know, I'm excited for that, though. I like that idea. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Not that Tarkov doesn't already scare the crap out of me. I hate those first couple of raids. I think I was saying it this morning. My first couple of raids are always I'm like so tense and jittery and like, ugh. And then I finally like calm down. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're just playing Tarkov. It's just video game pixels.
Yeah, I'm really excited for when they add cultists and then raiders into interchange to go with Killa. Like I love interchange. I really do. I think it has such a good blend of different variations of fights. Like it's a great spot. Shadow made a good comment where like just crashing an airplane through it would probably be a pretty cool thing.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I would like that. It would and open up the roof, like the top roof of it.
Yep. Make it a little bit lighter, please.
I think that would be very interesting, if I'm honest.
Yeah. We could adding things to interchange would be great. Interchange is still probably my favorite map in the game. And like you said, I tend to get in the long range fights and you tend to get in the close quarters combat, and we both get that on the same map. And it's super fun.
Yep.
And the repositioning that can take place, and yeah, it's beautifully done. So keep adding to that map. I'm all for it.
Agreed.
What other map? No one ever plays Factory because there's not really a point to unless you're questing.
Yeah, or unless you're landmark and you just want to show off because you can kill everyone all the time.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That's fair. I'm not landmark.
No,
I proved that.
That was not a diss at landmark. He's an insanely good player, but
he's insane.
I mean, he just goes in there to flex, really, and he knows it.
Yep. Just goes in, just talk to chat and drop everything on the map, and it's just like, all right, 35 kills, not bad.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah,
overall,
I don't know. Any other map that we didn't think of? No, I think we covered them all.
Well, we got all of them.
Overall, we're gonna be helping friends with the guide quest soon, so we'll remember some, when we go through that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm actually not necessarily not looking forward to that. It'll be fun, and especially for them to like be able to have personal bodyguards that will. Doesn't matter if we die, so we can, if worst case, be a distraction and run away.
Yep.
Or something like that.
You know what I think the play is for us that we haven't done is start learning labs. Even though there's hackers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Start learning labs a little bit would be a good time.
I mean, we could even dive into that tonight.
I'm not ready yet. No, I'm kidding. We'll see.
Yeah, no, labs would be fun. That's the last map we never really touch. Starting to learn that and learn how to fight in there. I think.
Yeah, because when the cheating problem is really addressed, I think that's going to be a really fun map to play on a regular basis.
And that's where we get our Chad fights that we so crave.
Yep. And it's got a lot of long range, close range fighting. It's got a lot of variation. It's a well designed map, in my opinion. I have
heard from everyone who actually likes labs that they like labs because of the design of the map. That it's not necessarily the loot or anything. It's just the map plays really in a really fun way. And I've played it probably less than 10 times, but I have enjoyed the engagements and stuff that I get in when I actually kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice map. We should learn labs. There you go. Woohoo! Overall, 12.7 and the subsequent patches have been great. Shout out to Battle State. There's not been stutters. There's not been huge downtimes. There's not been huge issues. They had an issue with dismantling guns. You couldn't sell them and things, but they've been pretty Johnny on the spot with getting out the patches, getting out the updates in less time than they think it's going to take, or less downtime at least. But 12.7, big thumbs up from me. I just gave a thumbs up like I'm streaming. I'm just like, you guys can see me, right?
Oh, I have 2 thumbs up right now. I've been holding up the whole time. You haven't?
Just the whole time. No, this is my natural state now. I'm just gonna do this from now on.
Ricky Bobby, what do I do with my hands? What do I do?
What do I do?
But yeah, I agree. I think there's still a lot of server issues, and I think there's a lot of networking issues that need to be addressed. Like today, just shooting things that are in one spot on my screen, but the server says nope, he's like 10 feet away, and he teleports over there and takes no damage and gets away just fine. Like that kind of stuff really frustrates me, but I don't know, they'll fix it eventually, hopefully.
Those
maybe, probably,
tick servers will those 33 tick servers, man. It's just, I don't know. Can I say 33 tick servers one more time? Just 33 tick,
Yeah.
I think that's
120 tick servers win. Never. Never.
Can you imagine this game on? Oh my god. I can't
This would be the best game ever created if there's 126 servers.
Hands down the most popular FPS game.
All right, don't get me that excited, please.
Well, since I have you excited, Ice, where can we find you on the internets?
I am Iceman_1H all over Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, even Facebook. Yes, even Facebook. But yeah, I'm live usually 4 to 5 days a week on my channel. Playing Destiny, Tarkov, Neo, Final Fantasy, all kinds of different stuff. And yeah, where can we find you?
I'm TyrelosaurusFLEX, like I said. Good luck spelling it. I'm on Twitter. I'm all over Twitter, as I said. I am on Twitch. I stream. I think I'm going to swing Mondays back into the rotation. Maybe a little Destiny on Mondays. But mostly Escape from Tarkov, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll put all the links to all of our socials down in the description down below. Just a friendly reminder to the question that we asked earlier in the podcast, if you missed it. The March room that we would add to customs. What would you like to see in it? And also, what's your opinion on the key to use to get in there? I would love to know what you guys have to say down in the comment section down below. But that is all for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys. Peace. Take care.